Hmm? Oh, wow. It's you. I'd been hoping to run into you for a while now. Yeah, I've been pretty alright. And yourself? Excellent. So, what are you looking into? I mean, what records are you buying? Okay. Those are some great choices. Frankly, I would go as far as to ask the cashier to see if they have any first editions in the back. I really hate when record stores mix first editions and represses. Call me a music snob, but I hate represses. Oh? You're interested in what I'm getting? Well, I'm having a hard time deciding, so I have a bundle of vinyl in my arms, as you can see. The first is something quite unique. It's The Courtauld Talks by The Killing Joke. If I recall correctly, this is a spoken word album. The back of the slip says, in the demonstration part of the geometria system at the Courtauld Institute, I explain how during a ritual working, I identified a hostile current or extraneous force emanating from the Middle East, Iran. I attempted to portray this force in the development section of the title track of the last LP, Outside the Gate, by employing an unusual rhythm and musical sequence that I heard within this ritualized altered state of mind. With the metronome, I spontaneously pinpointed the natural tempo at 103 beats per minute. In the geometria, an ancient system of numerology, this number is the number of the prophets. As I write this observation down on a piece of paper, the 9 o'clock news on BBC One drones on in the background of how an Iranian revolutionary group is being blamed for the destruction of the flight PA-103 in Lockerbie, Scotland, and I begin to wonder. Signed, Jazz Coleman. So, I think that is self-explanatory, but this was a performance at the Courtauld Institute by The Killing Joke, wonderful post-punk unit. If you are a fan of music, I'm sure that you're aware that The Killing Joke actually inspired one of Nirvana's most famous guitar riffs. This is quite the unique record, so I would really like to have this at my home. The next one that I found is a demo of Dead Can Dance. It's called Mosaic. It's a bootleg. It has a lot of studio recordings of some of their, in my opinion, best work. I have to take it out of the protective plastic slip. So it's their early demos. On the record is Frontier, Mosaic, Inner Life, Daylight, The Fatal Impact, Summer House, Flowers of the Sea, that one is a personal favorite of mine, Avatar, In Power We Trust, The Love Advocated, Carnival of Light, A Poison Tree, and Our Kingdom. It's a very thin vinyl, but it comes with some unique artwork inside. I think this is an excellent find, but it's a little pricey. You can even hear the difference compared to other vinyl packaging. Come, lean closer. It's okay. I've told you before, I don't bite. Listen. You like my nails? Thank you. I got them done to match my hair. I think red is quite flattering. So, in comparison, this is how the Killing Joke vinyl sounds. It's a lot thicker, even though it's an original pressing. I've noticed that a lot of bootleg vinyls are quite thin. Now, let me repackage this. I always find this process quite soothing. Something about the crinkling plastic brings me comfort. The next vinyl I have is also another demo. It's for Bauhaus, the 1979 demo recordings. I think it's only fair that I consider getting this, as they are the technical origin point of Goth. This one was recorded live in the studio in London, 1979. The songs this vinyl contains are In the Night, A God in an Alcove, which you might recognize as being a little bit different from the current iteration of the song's title. Dark Entries, Telegram Sam, Nerves, Honeymoon Croon, Kamikaze Dive, Shows, Fragment, My Baby, Ziggy Stardust, Hollow Hills, and Spirit in the Sky. Another thin demo vinyl, and although I believe this one is authentic and not a bootleg, but to be fair, I think bootlegging is quite important when it comes to vinyls. I don't often hold that opinion for other forms of media, but it's a form of preservation and a way to enjoy original recordings. I believe one of these songs is the original iteration of, well, Crack My Whip is the one that I recall. That's the original iteration that I'm thinking of, but I think I'm thinking of Lagartija Nick. Oh well, it'll come to me eventually. Perhaps you can remind me. This is quite lovely, though. This is probably going to be my first choice. And finally, I have Talk 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 by the Psychedelic Furs. I know it's hard to believe, but the Psychedelic Furs used to be quite alternative, very goth. It feels very corny to say that, but it's true. They were very post-punk and drew a lot of inspiration from some synth movement, so. But of course, this one has their pop hits and the ones that became very commercial. Side 1 literally contains Pretty in Pink, which, to be fair, the band was very unhappy with how it was misconstrued in the film. And honestly, the film itself is very irritating. It is my firm opinion that Ducky is a terrible character and human being. But the rest of this vinyl contains Mr. Jones, No Tears, Dumb Waiters, and She Is Mine. She Is Mine is quite good. Side 2 has Into You Like a Train, It Goes On, So Run Down, I Wanna Sleep With You. That one is excellent. And All of This and Nothing. This is a 1981 pressing, so it's an original version of Talk Talk Talk. I have another Psychedelic Furs vinyl, so I might get this to match. It's the original pressing, the UK release of their self-titled. That one was re-released in the US, and it took out, I believe, a track and added 2 new ones. So it was a lucky find. However, this one is riddled with a lot of their pop sensational hits, so I can't say that I'm too crazy about it. Listen to this one, how the slip sounds. It's quite old, but it has this wonderful scent of dust. Come closer to take a whiff. You smell quite nice yourself. I hope that isn't a strange thing to say. Listen. You see, now that I'm thinking about vinyls, when I tapped rhythmically, all I could think of was the chord talks and the mention of the metronome. I'm torn amongst all of these, although I do want to keep looking. I've only been here for 20 minutes. I normally spend an hour or 2 just rifling through everything. Which ones would you think would be the best options? Quite frankly, I only have the budget for 2. Okay. So those will be for further consideration, as I've yet to wander the rest of the store. Would you care to accompany me and help me make up my mind? I'm glad. You know, I'm really happy to have run into you here. I've been thinking about you a lot. You helped me a lot with my performance, and, well, like I said, I think there's something special about you. And, well, if it's not presumptuous of me, and if you have nothing else to do, would you perhaps like to come over? We could spin the records at my place. I also recently got those Halloween Pillsbury cookies. The ones with the little ghosts and pumpkins. I know they don't taste the best, but 'tis the season. Yes. I know it probably looks strange, but that is a smile. My lips are not twitching. Thank you for your concern. I'm just happy to spend more time with you. It's been quite a while. Well, we have the rest of the store to look through. Perhaps we can talk more about our music preferences as we wander. Then let's both pick 3 or 4 records and spend the evening listening to them together. I hope that doesn't impede on your personal matters. Wonderful. I have nothing to do myself either. All right. Well, let me put these 2 records back, and I'll meet up with you in the... How about we go through the thrash punk section next? Alright. I'll see you in a moment.